I see a lot of people that get stuck in a certain area, a certain city, because of the fear. They're fearful in lunging and taking a leap of faith to improve their lives. You know, and this is why we're all doing this podcast, because we feel like if we were able to do it, build our empires, you know, design our life, provide our kids the best quality of life we possibly can. You guys also have the same opportunity that Kevin, Allison,
100%.
myself have done.
Yeah, everybody has a life story and origin story, and you know, we're regular people, but what differentiates us from a lot of people is that, you know, we have a burning desire inside. We know what we want, and we keep going after it. There's always going to be challenges in life, you know, problems, setbacks. It's not the wind that determines your direction, right? From Jim Rohn, it's the set of your sail. It's how you deal with it, how you set your sail to move yourself in the direction that you want to go. So yeah, you know, a lot of that childhood trauma has propelled me to overcome those and you know, seek more out of life instead of just let it bog me down and just, you know, just being depressed over the state that I was in, right?
But the great thing too is that you've been able to mentor and help other people get out of those mindsets, and you also have like such big dreams still. Like I think that's the commonality of all of us too, is like we all just, I feel like I'm just barely starting. Like there's so much to do, you know, and it's a awesome mindset to be able to help people even when you've had your own.
And just being around you guys, you know, you guys have incredible talents, you know, some talents that I don't have, and that's why I want to, you know, be around you guys more often, and I always learn from you guys every time I'm around you. So
I'm interested to know how you got from there to here.
Oh, okay, so 4 brothers, right?
Yes.
And so the decision was, my parents wanted, you know, obviously a better life for their kids with you know, every parent, just like myself right now, I want the best life for my kids, right? So they only had enough money for like 3 plane tickets, and that was my mom and 2 boys. And so my parents said, okay, we'll take the oldest one, Joe, and Kevin, because the oldest one can obviously take care of the younger one when she leaves us here. And then the 2 can kind of fend for themselves. You know?
Wow. So you got on the list.
Yeah, my dad was still there. So my mom brought, you know, my oldest brother, Joe. I think at that time was 13, I was 3 or 4. So he was, you know, he kind of fulfilled a lot of the fatherly roles too when you know, my mom brought us here and kind of, you know, I would say like orphaned us to our aunts, because our aunts were like, they're like second moms to me, you know, my 2 aunts.
So she brought you here and left you.
Well, she brought me here. She had the intention of like getting me to like this place so that I would decide to stay on my own. If I didn't want to, then she would take me back, you know, with like, I asked my wife now, hey, would you have been able to do the same thing that she did? She's like, no way, I would never be able to leave my boys. So when I came here, you know, I saw all the abundance here, right? You know, remember going back to the Apple story, 4 pieces, and when we came here, we landed in Van Nuys, California, the San Fernando Valley, and I think my grandpa or my aunt took me to John's Marketplace, right? So John's is kind of like Vons over there. So when I walked into the store, I saw like a pile of apples, like all these apples. I'm like, wow, I didn't know all these apples existed in the world. Like instantly, like my mind went from like scarcity to abundance. So, you know, looking back like over the years, I'm like, oh, that's what gave me that mind shift, you know, from scarcity to abundance. So ever since then, I always lived my life in abundance. So, you know, that is very important, is you know, live your life in abundance, because there's a lot of apples out there. There's a lot of money out there. There's a lot of people that are willing to help you out there, right? So you just got to see. You gotta ask. You gotta ask and see.